Okay, so get this right. The story we're diving into today, it's called The Trivia Game. And, well, let's just say the title is a bit of an understatement.
Oh, understatement is putting it mildly. This one's a real head scratcher. In a good way.
Yeah, definitely in a good way. But yeah, like, talk about a story that takes you by surprise. We're talking about a kid, a closet full of, well, you'll see, and some serious questions about, well, about a lot of things, actually.
Questions about how we learn, what intelligence really means, all that good stuff. Buckle up.
So the story starts out simple enough. Our narrator is a kid, right? And they're fascinated by these boxes hidden away in a closet.
Boxes full of secrets, at least to the narrator.
Exactly. And you can tell from the start, this kid, they're curious, like seriously curious, even though everyone around them kind of underestimated them, like they couldn't even read or something.
It's that classic underdog story that we all secretly love, right? But what gets me is how this kid's determination shines through, even at such a young age. Remember that part about their stutter and how they use pebbles, like Archimedes, to try to overcome it?
Wait, pebbles, like rocks.
Yeah, like little rocks. It sounds strange, but apparently that's how the ancient Greeks worked on their public speaking. Archimedes supposedly used to practice speeches with pebbles in his mouth. And this kid, they took that idea and ran with it.
Wow. I mean, that's some serious ingenuity for like anyone, let alone a kid.
Right. It makes you wonder what else they were capable of. And it shows how speech therapy, while we have more sophisticated techniques now, has always been about finding ways to communicate.
Speaking of communication, this kid, they were unstoppable when it came to those boxes of trivia. They just devoured those cards. But, and this is where it gets wild, those weren't just any trivia cards, were they?
Nope, not even close. We're talking about the Stanford Binet IQ test.
Mm.
The whole time, this kid's acing one of the most famous intelligence tests without even realizing it.
Get out. Seriously. I mean, that's just, oh, wow. And they were sharing these trivia answers with their siblings, right? Like helping them out.
Yeah, and that's where things get really interesting, at least from a scientific point of view. Because that act of sharing, as innocent as it was, actually ended up messing with the validity of the siblings' own test results later on.
Ah, I see where you're going with this. Because they weren't going in blind anymore.
Exactly. And that throws a wrench into the whole idea of standardized testing, right?
Mm.
To really measure something like intelligence, everyone needs a level playing field. The siblings' experience, even though it was totally unintentional, it throws off the results.
So what started as this like innocent childhood curiosity, it becomes this whole thing about testing ethics and unintended consequences. It really makes you think about what we even mean when we talk about intelligence.
Right. Is it just about a number on a test? Or is it something more than that? This story really throws those questions into sharp relief.
It does make you think. This whole trivia game thing, who knew it could be such a wild ride?
You never know where these deep dogs will take us. But that's the beauty of it, right? There are always new connections to uncover.